And while we reflect on how the crash affected our own campus community, there is another community many miles away that is experiencing a similar pain in relation to the Pan Am flight. That town is Lockerbie, Scotland, where the flight crashed many years ago. Our executive producer, Isha Battu, takes us across the Atlantic to that town's tale. Isha?
About 7 months ago, while I was studying abroad in London, I had the opportunity to go to Lockerbie as a Lockerbie ambassador. There, I got to speak to many members of the community, including one man who was a firefighter on the scene the night of the disaster. What he told me was a story not of tragedy, but of hope, love, and resilience.
It was the biggest UK crime at the time and was one of the biggest crimes in world history up until 2001, and it happened right here in this most rural, peaceful town, so that the contrast couldn't have been more stark.
That rural, peaceful town is Lockerbie, Scotland. Made up of just about 4,000 people, everything changed for the residents of Lockerbie when flight Pan Am 103 blew up in the sky nearly 31 years ago, crashing into the small town and taking the lives of 11 people on the ground and all 259 on board. Colin Dorrance was a firefighter on scene that night, and he remembers the immediate impact of the crash. Lives lost, fire blazing through the sky, homes completely destroyed. He also remembers the long-term impact the incident left on the people in his town.
They had post-traumatic stress disorder to deal with. They couldn't talk about what happened here. There were difficulties with relationships because of all of that. Domestic issues, alcoholism were all things that were there beneath the surface and needed to be dealt with.
This darkness, however, did not last forever.
Slowly but surely, hope sprung from what was such a terrible dark day, that relationships across the Atlantic sprung up. The scholarship struck up between the local school here and Syracuse University, and the town see that as the most important thing and the silver lining in what was a very dark cloud.
Dorrance is describing the Lockerbie Scholar Program, in which 2 students from Lockerbie come to SU to study each year for free.
Pan Am 103 must never happen again. We need to get that message out there that we will not be defeated by terrorism, but the response is one of love, not hate.
And while the Pan Am tragedy is a major part of Lockerbie's history, Dorrance stresses that the town is a lot more than its past.
I would encourage people to come here and see it not just through a 30-year-old lens, but see it for what it is today and for the future.
Although the university mourns the tragedy in October, the town of Lockerbie especially mourns in December, the month in which the incident actually happened. Last year, for the 30th anniversary, the community held an emotional ceremony at Driftsdale Cemetery, which is the main memorial of the crash. Guys, back to you.